team meetings. Nobody wants a team meeting, except do they? Right? And the answer is yes. People want the team meetings. The people who don't want the team meetings are usually the people responsible for putting on and hosting the team meetings, right? Because that's a lot of responsibility. So the responsibility would stop at their desk, and then they would also have to come off as a competent, high-value person in order to hold a high-value team meeting. That's a lot of responsibility. And as I continue to be in the trades, what I see is people who are making the money that a high-value person would be making, but really aren't bringing high value to the table. They're just not, right? They're in a position, they're managing, they're not leading. They're doing their job, and they're probably doing it decent, but there's not an ability to expand, and definitely not ability to expand in others, which is why you see 40, 50, 60% turnover in this industry. And it seems allowable because the overarching company chugs along forward. And, these are big numbers here, right? They're large, right? 8, 9 figure year companies. So it's like, well, the money's there, the revenue's there. They ignore the turnover till you can't ignore the turnover, right? What if the industry changes, the models change, and you can't allow the turnover? Then you're stuck, right? So high value, low value team meetings. If you can't hold a reasonable high value team meeting once a week, once a month, once a quarter, then one could easily assume that you also can't hold yourself together during the course of a business day or a business week, let alone a business month. So you're making a ton of mistakes, and people are looking to you as a manager, because you're definitely not leading. And they're saying, well, if you're telling me all this stuff in a meeting, a low value meeting, and it sounds good, but you're not executing yourself, I'll just go and not execute. Or the people who want to execute because they're tired of the circus are going to turn over and go somewhere else, right? Or you're just going to have turnover from people who just don't succeed. And there's people there who want to just turn over, right? Because they see making $10, $12, $15,000 like that is good, and then they're on to the next thing, and that money disappears, and then they're just on the chase. They don't want consistent income because they're not really wealth builders, right? They're not building wealth. So you need to get in and have high value team meetings, but in order to do that, you need to talent acquisition, high value people who can get in and think clearly and concisely and hold a 20 to 30 minute meeting reviewing the past week, reviewing the week you're on, and reviewing the week to come, repeating leadership themes, pulling out success stories, pulling out failure stories, creating coachable moments, integrating that into a conversation. I mean, this stuff's not hard, right? It's a conversation. So what conversation is being had in these meetings? And then taking minutes and then following back up with those and saying, here's what we talked about last time. Here's been the execution piece. Here's been the success from the execution, often running into the next thing. Weeklies can be a lot, especially in busy season, but you have to have some impact or else you're going to fray. And once you fray, I mean, it's really hard to put the thing back together again. If the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's just not going back in. When you're hiring, especially your upper levels, you need to ask them in the interview to put on a high value team meeting. Because if you're going to grow and retain people, you have to be able to have high value team meetings. Hope it's helpful. Merha, get out there and crush.